it sounds like to me, and probably this is because this is something I'm sort of recognizing as well, is that, sometimes we have these programs or something, and we're so passionate about them, and but the thing is, it's not the right moment, and whether it's not the right moment for us, or it's not the right moment for other people, or just, what I'm finding, like with the fear of success training, is went to this Grow Digital thing in November.
Hmm.
I was sitting there and talking to different people and everything. It just opened up. People started asking questions about, like, oh, could you do it for this group? Could you do it for that group? And suddenly it was like, wow, people. And I thought, yeah, this is actually, I have been looking in a very, very small, narrow, group of people. And I always say it's for everyone, but I hadn't been developing it uh, for every. I mean, and the thing is, the training doesn't need to be adapted. It just needs to be. I literally wrote a piece, that's targeting it for businesses, or write another thing that explains why it's useful for these people, or why it's useful for these people. And suddenly it's like, oh, and I'm so glad, because we're looking at doing it for charities now. I
Nice.
think the impact that it can have for those people on their lives is so huge, and I'm much happier with it. I think, do you know, I will just say, I know we've got to end soon anyway, but the one thing I was thinking, because I'm thinking more about when I was started delivering the Zumba Gold Chair thing.
Hmm.
And so that was for people with disabilities, people in wheelchairs, special needs, all kinds of stuff. And I think sometimes, as trainers and as coaches, we often, you see a lot of stuff about coaching programs, and it's always about, elite coaching or exclusive coaching, or, CEOs, or people who are making a lot of money, or all this kind of thing. And I think back to with the Zumba, what I was doing, and I thought, you know what? The hardest part was not, and you I think you know this probably better than anybody, Jen, with the work that you do, is there's, it's like being a fitness coach, and it's like, oh, you're an Olympic coach, oh great, that's great, you're training somebody who's really good at stuff. And
Hmm.
but I'm so proud of all the work that I did working with people who were severely disabled,
Hmm.
and so I think sometimes when you look at it as a coach and what you're doing, you can focus it on the people who are, you know um, high achieving, and then you're coaching them to achieve that fraction more, and then we think of that as elite coaching. But actually, I would reframe it and call elite coaching when you're coaching people who are really entrenched and stuck and hurting, and recovering from trauma, and who don't see a way forward. And I'm really excited and happy, because the world, the universe, in the last sort of year has reframed things for me, where I kind of go, and it's like, well, yeah, like I think, duh, this is, I know that I love working with people with you know impossible difficulties, because it's like that thing, isn't it? The difficult we'll do right now, the impossible will take a little time. And I love that, because when you get those results from working with people who nobody thought you'd be able to help them, they didn't think you'd be able to help them, and suddenly you create miracles. And I love a bit of magic, and I love a bit of miracles.
Exactly.
Good things to
And
love.
that's
Sorry, hi.
They're good things to love.
Well, yeah, and I think, it's wonderful when you see miracles.